What's going on, everybody? We are back. MLB The Show 25 franchise mode. We have the San Diego Padres today, a team that has a lot of talent, a lot of big contracts. Obviously, they made the Juan Soto trade. That's gotten them a lot of criticism, but I mean, a lot of teams would trade for Juan Soto, but I do agree they give up a lot for him, obviously, which you have to. It's Juan Soto. That ain't looking like the best trade for them. So let's take a look at this roster. We got Michael King, due for free agency. That's the decision we're going to have to make. He's been really good the last few seasons. They got him from the Yankees a season ago, or 2 seasons ago, I guess now. You have Nick Pivetta, who they signed in free agency, I believe. 4-year deal, 32 years of age. He's been really good for them so far. Dylan Cease, another guy they got in the trade in the last season, and he was good for them last year. And he's in his walk year as well. So him and Michael King both hit in free agency. That's going to be a tough decision. Yu Darvish, who we're probably going to try to move because he's 38 years old, even though he's still effective. We all know how MLB The Show is with overalls and aging players. Joe Musgrove, who's currently in AAA with the injury, might be another contract we look to move because this Padre team, like I said, have a lot of contracts that they probably regret giving out to players or maybe, could look to trade in the future. We have Matt Waldron, the knuckleballer. We got Randy Vasquez. Not really any top pitching prospects. That should be something we focus on in the draft. And then relief core, we got Jason Adam, who we got signed for another season. He's been really good the last few seasons. We have Jeremiah Estrada. Excuse me, I just sneezed real quick, my bad. Okay, Jeremiah Estrada, who had a really good year last year, 26 years of age too. Got him signed for the rest of the franchise. Adrian Morahan, I probably mispronounced that. Had a really good year last year. Signed for another season after this. Yuki Matsui, who they signed to a 4-year deal or 5-year deal. Wandy Peralta, the veteran. And after that, again, not really much pitching prospects. Obviously, they depleted the farm system by a lot of the trades they made. You have Robert Suarez, 34 years of age. Could be another contract we look to move as he probably starts declining overall. Had 36 saves last year, though. And then catcher, you got Luis Campusano, who could be an option long term. We'll see how he performs in his first season here in this franchise. Elias Diaz, veteran catcher in the last year of his deal. And you got Brandon Venezuela, who could be a backup catcher in the future. And then you also got Ethan Salas, who's their top catching prospect. Probably won't make an impact in this franchise, but you never know. We'll see how fast he develops. First base, you got Luis Arias, another guy who's due for free agency after the season. I feel like his overall doesn't do him justice, unfortunately. Only a 75, which this guy always hits for high average. For some reason, baseball just doesn't show a lot of love for non-power guys. Gavin Sheets, who's been awesome for them since they got him from the White Sox, and then no really top first base prospects. You have Jose Iglesias playing second base, a guy who wanted to return to the Mets. They just didn't want to re-sign him, which he's another guy who has hit for average most of his career. Really good average hitter and not really much power. But, he's in the last year of his deal. Second base could be something we look to upgrade. Jake Cronenworth, they signed that big extension. Another guy who we could look to move off of if we get a good offer for him, just so we can open up some contracts, maybe take back some contracts, get better. Because a lot of these guys aren't really that worth the money right now. Obviously, we're good at third base. Manny Machado long term. I mean, future Hall of Famer. Eguy Rosario could be a good power guy off the bench. Rakes against left-handers. So we'll see how he does in AAA to start off the season. Xander Bogaerts. I think this is a contract the Padres probably regret. They gave him a big-time deal. This could be another guy we look to move as he gets up there in age. And then we look at left field. We don't really have any left fielders. No top prospects, all deep potentials. Center field, you got Jackson Merrill, one of the best young players in baseball. They gave him that big contract extension, which rightfully so. He was great in his rookie year. Brandon Lockridge. And then right field, you got Fernando Tatis Jr., one of the best in the game. And then Jason Hayward, who will probably be our left fielder to start off. So left field is definitely something we're going to have to focus on because Jason Hayward's not really a starter at this point in his career. So, again, not a lot of top prospects for this team outside of Ethan Salas and probably DeVries. I probably mispronounced now. I apologize. So this team has a lot of talent. Definitely made to make a playoff run. Are they as good as they were a few years ago? No, they had to obviously trade some contracts like Juan Soto and everything. But this is a team with, we can obviously build a lineup around Tatis, Merrill, Machado. So we'll have to see how it goes. I'm going to put a lot of guys on the trade block, start off the season, maybe look through free agency, and I'll see you guys whether we get a trade or at the trade deadline. Got this offer from the Arizona Diamondbacks. Pavin Smith, 73 overall, hits good against right-handers. We do have an opening in left field he could fill in at least for now. For you, Darvish, who, again, we got to get off this contract. He's already declining, having an okay season so far. And Wandy Peralta, another aging reliever, having a good year so far. But definitely getting off you, Darvish's contract is a plus. So we're going to make this trade. So another trade we're going to make, we're going to get Johnny Pereda, who's 28 years old, 6'3" overall, for Elias Diaz, who's declining overall, not having a great season, just to get something for an expiring contract. We're going to make a big trade. We're going to get Shane McClanahan, who's having an awesome season. He's on the trade block. He's signed for the rest of the franchise, adds a big-time name, and we don't have to worry about getting a starter in free agency as much. We're going to trade Lamar King Jr., who's 21 years old, C potential prospect. We're going to also give them Dylan Cease on an expiring deal, having a really good year, so it helps the Rays stay competitive this year. Maybe they can re-sign him. We'll see. But I don't know if we're going to be able to re-sign Dylan Cease. And we're also going to give them right fielder Caveres Tiers, who is a C-level prospect. I was going to give him some of our top prospect, but since this deal's getting it done, we can't pass this up. So I'm going to get this Shane McClanahan trade done and add to our team. We have a very intriguing trade offer. We're 1 day away from the trade deadline. We put Michael King on the trade block just to see if we get anything for him. He's a free agent to be. You're never guaranteed to sign guys. Or re-sign guys, I should say. 12-5, 3.70 ERA. ERA is higher than it usually is the last few seasons. We're getting offered Gabriel Moreno, which we need a catcher. But Luis Campusano is actually having a really good year. 13 home runs, 45 RBIs, he's hitting 307. So do we get a new catcher and take away from his good production? Like, we're kind of punishing him by sending him to the bench for having a good season. So that's something to think about. Gabriel Moreno, though, he's 25 years of age. He's not having a great offensive year, but he's got great numbers in contact-wise against lefties. He's a great defensive catcher, good clutch hitter, would really help us really fill out that catcher spot long term. They also want to give us Ryan Thompson, who's a reliever who's been really effective this year in 67 innings, 2.82 ERA. And they also want to give us Zach Gallen, who's also a free agent to be. So that's another decision we'll have to make. But he's having a really bad year. Maybe we can get him on a discount since he's having a bad year. 5.60 ERA for Gallen, which is uncharacteristic for him. He's usually dynamite. This is a very tempting trade offer. Yes, Michael King is our ace, and we're going to make a playoff run. We need him, but we're not guaranteed to re-sign him. Sometimes you got to make smart moves while contending. We've seen teams do that before, like the Brewers, for example, where they traded Josh Hader, and yes, it affected their clubhouse, but they got some value back because he was a free agent, and they probably weren't going to re-sign him. So, man, this is tough. This is a really tough trade. If I look at our bullpen numbers, a lot of guys are having really good seasons out of our bullpen. So do we really need the bullpen help? Our bullpen's actually been really good. Rotation-wise, McClanahan's been great. Musgrove, Waldron, Vasquez has not been great though. Oh man, this is one of them trades where you really got to think about because you're getting a lot of value back, but is it going to make your team really that much better? Because you're replacing King with Gallen. So you'd have, by the way, Pavetta's injured. He was having a really good season. He should be back in a month, so that's good to see. But replacing King with Gallen, does that make us much better? Ryan Thompson, obviously, as our bullpen, is there even a spot for him in this bullpen? Because our bullpen's been actually very good. And Gabriel Moreno, who's not having a great year, but he could be a long-term piece. But Campusano's having a really good offensive season. I'm going to decline this trade. I know it might be a little bit like, why you're declining that trade? But I don't want to punish guys who are performing well. Campusano's been really good for us behind the plate. So here we are. First trade deadline. We're sitting at 60-49, 3 games back of the Dodgers. And I don't know why I went to free agency there. We're sitting at 1.5 games back of the Cubs for the first wild card spot. So we're in a playoff spot currently. Let's say everybody's been doing. Let's take a look at the pitching side first. Michael King, we ended up hanging on to 12-5, 3.70 ERA. Hopefully has a better second half. Randy Vasquez, who's filling in for the injured Nick Pivetta, who we should get back within the next 3 or 4 weeks. ERA close to 6, not good. Shane McClanahan's been fantastic, 3-5, 2.71 ERA. Joe Musgrove's been great as well, 8-8, 3.48 ERA. And then Matt Waldron, who we called up from AAA, 5-5, ERA under 4. So our rotation outside of Vasquez has been pretty damn good. Brian Hewing has been fantastic. 2.13 ERA in 12 innings. Jeremiah Estrada's been fantastic, 1.91 ERA in 80 or 61 innings. Adrian Morahan, been fantastic as well, 3.09 ERA. Yuki Matsui, ERA close to 4, but not like a horrible season. Johnny Brito, who we also called up from AAA, has made the most of it, 2.13 ERA in 25 innings. Robert Suarez has been great, 25 holes, 3.08 ERA. And then Ron Mauricio, I think I mispronounced that. My apologies. He's been fantastic as well, 2.29 ERA. And then in that closer spot, Jason Adam, 35 out of 41 save opportunities, 3.15 earned run average for him. So our pitching has been fantastic. I mean, it really has been fantastic. I don't even know if we really need to make a move. Once we get Pivetta back, I think we'll really be set. Besides Vasquez, everybody else's ERA is very respectable, which I was a little bit worried about the bullpen. But a lot of these guys who got called up, like Hewing and Brito, have really made an impact. So let's take a look at the offense. Luis Arraez has been okay. 7 home runs, 29 RBIs. His average is down, on base down, slugging's okay. Jose Iglesias has been dreadful. Second base is definitely something to look at on the trade market if we can get at least a solid upgrade. Fernando Tatis Jr. is doing his thing, 25 home runs, 63 RBIs, 301 average, slugging 607. Manny Machado's been good as well, 20 home runs, 84 or 64 RBI. I don't know why I keep thinking that's an 8. Jackson Merrill's been okay so far. I think he'll end up finishing with 20 home runs again, though. Yeah, he'll have a good second half. Luis Campusano, great season. One of the reasons I didn't make that trade, 13 home runs, 45 RBIs, 305 average. Xander Bogaerts has been dreadful. Maybe we look to move off him. 6 home runs, 28 RBIs, only hit 238. Just awful numbers across the board. For $25 million a year, that ain't going to cut it. Jake Cronenworth's not been good either. 212 average, 7 home runs, 35 RBIs. Pavin Smith's been decent, 10 home runs, 19 RBIs. And we look at the bench. Eguy Rosario's been raking so far, 10 home runs, 20 RBIs, 302 average. Paredes not done anything as a backup catcher. Didn't really expect him to. 118 average. Terso Ornelas has been good. We actually removed Jason Hayward from the 40-man to give this guy an everyday bench opportunity because Jason Hayward was not performing. He's made the most of it. And then Connor Joe, the veteran, has been good off the bench. 5 home runs, 23 RBIs. So pitching-wise, like I said, I think we're good. We definitely need to add some more to this offense, though. We are not getting a lot of production from left field, from second base. Reyes has not been great. Shortstop, DH. Like, we got a lot of different positions we really need to just fill in. And we might give Eguy Rosario the everyday DH role because, I mean, he's been that good. So I'm going to look through some trades, and I'll let you guys know if we make any moves. So we're going to make a trade with the Houston Astros. We're going to get Jeremy Pena, cheap contract, having a pretty solid year, 9 home runs, 43 RBIs so far. He's only 27 still. And we're going to trade Victor Lazariga, who's 21 years old, having an okay season in AAA. We're also going to give them another starting pitcher, Ryan Bergert, who's been okay as well. 2 solid prospects we're given for taking Xander Bogaerts' contract. And we're going to trade them Xander Bogaerts, gives them a, veteran at shortstop, and, adds to their lineup as well. I think this is a pretty even trade. It ain't like Pena's having a fantastic year, so this gives us a shortstop for the future. Get Heliot Ramos from the Giants. He's 25 years of age. Look at his stats against lefties. My goodness, 94 power, 97 contact. He's having a fantastic season. He's on a cheap contract. Don't got to worry about paying him. 23 home runs, 73 RBIs. We need a left fielder. We're going to trade them Henry Baez, who's 22 years of age. Could really develop into a solid starter. We're going to give them Ethan Salas. I really don't want to give up Ethan Salas, but, the Giants are giving up one of their best hitters. We got Campusano. If we have to go out and get somebody else, we can. I think this is, a fair trade for a guy who's having a great year. And Pavin Smith, who we're just throwing in to get rid of one of our outfielders. So we're going to make this deal. First season's over. 2 more after this. We end up winning 88 games. We finished 10 games out of first place. We do make the wild card, second wild card spot. I think we're going to be facing the Brewers. Let's say everybody did real quick before we get this first postseason underway. So Jeremy Pena ended up having a solid year for us. 17 home runs, 59 RBIs, .87 average. So good year for him. Luis Arias gave us okay production. I definitely think we'll look at first base in free agency. Maybe we'll bring him back. Maybe. We'll see what's out there. Fernando Tatis Jr., 99 overall now, 36 home runs, 96 RBIs. A fantastic year, slugged .601. Manny Machado was a great cleanup hitter as well, 28 home runs, 87 RBIs. Jackson Merrill, potential went down, unfortunately. Still gave us a good year, though, 20 home runs, 82 RBIs. And then Heliot Ramos with 28 home runs, 82 RBIs, hit .267. Luis Campusano with 18 home runs. Good to see him showing some pop. Jay Cronenworth just didn't get the job done, unfortunately. Just not good. Not good. And then how about Eguy Rosario, 11 home runs, 32 RBIs, gave us solid production at DH spot. We look at the bench, Jose Iglesias has had an awful season. Pareda had a better second half. Brandon Lockridge was not good. Connor Joe, 6 home runs, 28 RBIs. So all in all, the lineup improvements definitely helped out. Let's take a look at the pitching side. Michael King just didn't have a good year. And, we'll see if we can re-sign him. Maybe he'll be a discount. So he had but like a down year, but we'll see. Nick Pivetta gave us a great year in his first season in San Diego. 12-5, 2.86 ERA. Shane McClanahan was unhittable, 2.10 ERA, 8-7 record. Joe Musgrove, 9-15, ERA under 4. Definitely had a little bit of a poor second half. Matt Waldron, 3.55 ERA, 10-10 record. So the bullpen, the rotation gave us a solid season overall. I think we could use maybe another starter, obviously with Michael King leaving, but we're looking good. Brian Hewing was fantastic, 2.90 ERA. Jeremiah Estrada was unhittable, ERA of 2. Adrian Morejon, 2.82 ERA. He did his role. Yuki Matsui, about where he was last year, pretty identical ERAs. Brito really impressed in his second season in San Diego, 2.53 ERA. Robert Suarez, great season, 39 holes and an ERA just over 3. Ron Mauricio, I always mispronounce his name, good year, 3.29 ERA for him. And then Jason Adam, that closer role, gave us a solid year, 3.03 ERA, 49 saves, 8 blown saves. I definitely think we could look for a closer in free agency. We'll see. So we're going to send the first game of this series. And Michael King's injured, so that is not good. So I'm going to go fix that real quick. Michael King should be good. He's only out 1 of 6 days, so he should be good for the next series. We end up sweeping the Brewers in the wild card. We're going to face the Phillies in the next round. So we're going to sim game 1, lose that. Sim game 2, lose that. So we got to really get back in this series now. Down 0-2. Let's see if we can do it. Can we pull off the unthinkable, ladies and gentlemen? If not, it might be an early exit for us against the 101-win Phillies. Do we go Michael King, a do-or-die game? I'm thinking so. Here in San Diego. Error and a 2-run bomb by Schwarber. Errors always come back to bite you, I'll tell you. Hopefully we can get our offense going. So double play, nothing going through 2 innings so far. That error's really hurt us. There's a double by Campusano. 2-run game-time bomb by Luis Arias. So we tie the game, but the Phillies get the lead right back. So 3-2, bottom of the 4th. 3-3, Heliot Ramos ties the game. Solo shot by Campusano gets us the lead. Maybe one more inning out of Michael King. Tyler Rogers in the pitch. Nothing happening. Maybe one more inning out of Michael King. So he has 7 strong innings. Orion Kerkering in the pitch. 1, 2, 3, top of the 8th. We're going to go Robert Suarez here. 1, 2, 3, 8th. Kenley Jansen in the pitch. 2 on. And we don't get him home. So we're going to go to our closer here. Jason Adam to try to keep us in the series. 1 out single, a walk, a fly out, a single bases loaded, and 2 runs score. We're going to put in Jeremiah Estrada. Another run scores. And it's 6-4. Matt Strom in the pitch. Strikeout, 1 out double, fly out, 1 run scores, a 1-run game. It's up to Arias. And we have been swept out of the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. Swept. Phillies go on to win the World Series. So first season, we made the wild card. I would say it's an overall success. We got some decisions to make in the offseason. Do we move off some bad contracts? Do we re-sign Michael King? Do we re-sign Larias? So I'm going to get to work. I will see you guys at the start of the second season. So here we go, second season. We made some moves in free agency. We didn't re-sign Michael King, but we brought back Dylan Cease, which is kind of funny. Had a great year last year. We re-signed him to a 4-year deal, about $28 million per year. So Shane McClanahan, Nick Pivetta, Dylan Cease, Musgrove, and Matt Waldron will be our starting five, with Randy Vasquez probably being our long relief pitcher. I don't think that's a bad starting five at all. Bullpen, we lost some names, but I do trust that maybe Brito and Hewing will replicate seasons, or at least somewhat. Maybe if not, we'll have to go out and trades and maybe we'll move for a relief. We did sign Ryan Helsley, who had a great year last year with the Cardinals, 39 saves. It was only 10.9 million per year for 2 years, so about 20 million. I thought this was a good get. We needed a closer, and we got one. So we re-signed. We signed Danny Jansen to be our backup catcher. He had a good year last year, power-wise. Not, anything special as a backup catcher, but definitely an improvement on what we had before. We signed Luis Arias. There wasn't much out there in free agency. Maybe he'll have a better bounce back here, especially with his lineup being a lot better. Jake Cronenworth will be our second baseman, at least start off the year. We didn't re-sign Iglesias. We'll see how he does. We also signed another guy who could play that spot. Maybe we even give Eguy Rosario an opportunity to play second. Or never mind, he doesn't play second. Shortstop, we got Jeremy Pena. Left field, we did sign Christopher Morel, who could be an option at second base. Didn't have the best year last year, but a guy who has some pop. Only 26 still. And then we also signed Alec Burleson, who was out there in free agency. So we got some guys who could be good bench bats. We'll see. I might move Morel to second base. Maybe that'll up his overall too. Let's see. No, it doesn't change it, but he could be maybe a platoon, him and Cronenworth. I think that'd be a good fit there. So I think this team can get back to the playoffs. We'll have to see. Is the bullpen going to be a little bit of a concern? Possibly. But, I think we made some moves to really help some of our holes in our team. So let's get the second season underway. Trade from the Red. We're going to trade Robert Suarez, who's 35 now. He's not having a bad year, but he's starting to decline a little bit. We get off this contract. For Victor Acosta, who's 21 years of age, could maybe help us in the trade package later down the line. Our second trade deadline, it has not been the season we had hoped. We started off, I think, like 6-28, and it really just buried us where we were just trying to get back into a good record. 15 games out of first place. The division's not going to happen. Wild card wise, 10 games out. So, it ain't looking like this year's going to be our year to make the playoffs, unfortunately. After a solid year last year, it just ain't looking too good. So let's see how everybody's been doing and why we've been struggling so much. So Shane McClanahan's have another awesome season, 9-9, 2.96 ERA. Nick Pavetta's having a down year, 4.34 ERA, 5-12 record. Dylan Cease has been awful this year. After a good year last year, 5-10, 5.73 earned run average. Yikes. Joe Musgrove's been solid, 5-7, 3.88 ERA. And then Matt Waldron's been fantastic, 9-4, 2.28 ERA. So Dylan Cease and Pivetta having down years. Randy Vasquez has been solid, ERA just over 4. Jeremiah Estrada's been awful as well, like compared to last year. 4.77 ERA for him. Adrian Morejon's done what he always does, puts up good numbers. Free agents after the year, though, that's going to be the decision we have to make. Maybe we look to re-sign him. Yuki Matsui's not been good. ERA close to 5. Ron Morin, I was going to call him Ron. ERA over 4. He's having a down year. We end up calling up Brito after the trade. We'll see how he performs. Jason Adams been horrendous. ERA of over 5.5. And then Ryan Helsley, he's not been as sharp. So a lot of down years throughout this bullpen, which is unfortunate. I thought this bullpen after last year, we were going to add Helsley to it, and we were really going to have a lights-out closer to help solidify it. It has not worked that way at all. There's really, besides besides him, I don't really think anybody's having a great year in the bullpen. Vasquez has been good. Let's take a look at the lineup. Luis Arias has been decent. 5 home runs, 37 RBIs, 262 average. Jeremy Pena's been all right. 10 home runs, 34 RBIs. Fernando Tatis Jr. has been good. 24 home runs, 65 RBIs, 314 average. Manny Machado's had a down year power-wise, only 14 home runs, 277 average. Oof. Jackson Merrill's not been good really either. 14 home runs, 49 RBI. I was really hoping he took that next step this year. Luis Campusano's having a bad year after a great year last year. Heliot Ramos has been solid, 16 home runs, 42 RBIs. Danny Jansen, which I don't know why our catcher is DHing. That doesn't make it. Wait. Okay, Campusano's DHing. That is. Okay, I don't know what happened. Alec Burleson's not been great. Jay Cronenworth has been pretty good as a 9-hole hitter. 7 home runs, 32 RBIs. Danny Jansen, we've got a lot of trade offers for, has not been really too great. 4 home runs, 20 RBIs. You got Rosario not having a great year either. Chris Morel's not done much, and then Gavin Sheets is not. I mean, this team's just everybody's really underperforming. I mean, when you look at it, there's not really anybody performing over their year last year. I mean, it's just been one of them seasons, I guess. You know, you add some pieces of this team, and you think, okay, it's going to make us better, and just a lot of underperforming players. So this is tough because we have some guys due for free agency. We obviously have one more season after this. We want to try to win a World Series with this team, so you don't want to trade off your stars. So I'm going to try to trade off maybe some big contracts, maybe some expiring deals. We'll see what's out there, and I'll let you guys know what we do. The trade we're going to make, Danny Jansen, free agent after the year. We're going to trade him for Ethan Schiefelbein, 19-year-old starting pitcher. I've made this trade a few times in other franchises to get this guy. Rhett Lauder, we're going to trade Dylan Cease, who's just not been good for us. We get off his contract. And Luis Arias, who hasn't really performed well in this franchise. We're going to trade Jake Cronenworth and Joe Musgrove to the Giants for Jordan Hicks. So we add to our rotation by getting Hicks and Rhett Lauder. I think that helps us next season. So second season's over. We got one more season after this. We did have a league leader. Jeremy Pena led the league in triples. At least we had something positive go on. But just not a good season. 80 and 82 is the record. 23 games out of first place. Nowhere near the wild card spot. 7 games out. So we got one more season to try to win a World Series. We went from the playoffs to not even making the playoffs. Let's say everybody did before we get on with the final season here in free agency. Gavin Sheets, we gave a little bit of an opportunity to end the season at first base. Didn't really do a whole lot at all. 6 home runs, 20 RBIs. Jeremy Pena ended up giving us 20 home runs, 60 RBIs. I'll take that from a shortstop. Fernando Tatis had a similar year to last year. Numbers down a little bit, but still not bad at all. 32 home runs, 87 RBIs. Manny Machado had a down year for sure. 20 home runs, 68 RBIs. Hopefully he can bounce back next season. Jackson Merrill, pretty identical to last year. Hopefully in this final season he could take the big step and give us at least 30 home runs. Luis Campusano just didn't really have a good year after having a great year last year. Heliot Ramos, not as good as last year, but still a solid season overall, 22 home runs. Alec Burleson gave us a good season in that DH spot, 11 home runs, 34 RBIs. Chris Morel had a better second half of the season, pretty identical to last season's numbers. And then we look at the bench. Yendry Rojas didn't do much, limited opportunity. Igor Rosario had a solid year off the bench. Brandon Valenzuela was okay, and then Brandon Lockridge was good and limited at bats. So I think this lineup, if we had a first baseman to it and maybe a better DH, I think we could get back to the playoffs. But I thought that last season and it didn't work out. So Shane McClanahan had an awful second half. I mean, he was cooking, and he didn't cook in the second half. ERA close to 4 to end the season. Nick Pivetta just didn't get it going this year. He maybe could be a trade candidate in the offseason. We'll see what's out there in free agency and trades. Jordan Hicks was more about next season. Hopefully he has a more close to 2025 season. 4.35 ERA this year. Matt Waldron was fantastic. 14-7, 2.80 ERA. And then Rhett Lauder was solid overall. 9-10, 3.59 ERA. Randy Vasquez gave us a better season. I'll take that from a long relief pitcher. ERA just over 4. Brian Hewing didn't really pitch, but was good in 4 innings. Jeremiah Estrada just couldn't get it going this season. ERA over 4. Adrian Morejon, his walk year, gave us a good season. We're going to see if we can re-sign him. He's a big part of our pen. Yuki Matsui, 3.8 ERA. It seems like that's where he's going to be, around the 3.5 ERA, close to 4. Johnny Brito, another good season, limited innings, 3.18 ERA. Jason Adams ended up having a better second half. Another guy due for free agency, so there's a decision to make there. And then Ryan Helsley just didn't get it going with us this year. Hopefully he has a better year next year and leads us to a World Series. So a lot of down years, just not really anything that jumped off the page like, man, this guy had a good season. Just none of that really. I really hope next season we have some guys really get back to doing what they're doing before or have better seasons. So let's see who wins the World Series here. The Dodgers defeat the Rangers. So I'm going to go ahead and get to work on this final season. We got a World Series to try to win. Let's get to it. Trade. And we're going to trade one of our starting pitching prospects, Raul Morales. We're going to trade DeVries, who doesn't have a spot with his team right now, and Manny Machado, who's 4 years older, for Rafael Devers, coming off a 41 home run year. We add him into our lineup. We could put him at third base. And I think this is really going to be the big bat. We already signed a free agent that I will show you guys at the start of next season. I think this will be a big move. Third and final season. Let's see if we can try to get at the playoffs. Starting rotation, pretty much the same. Didn't really feel a need to go out and get a starting pitcher. We add Alex Vercida to this bullpen. Signed him to a 2-year deal, $8.4 million per year. Had an excellent year last year in LA, 1.64 ERA. We also signed Adrian Morahan to a deal, 1-year extension. Everything else, the bullpen's pretty much the same. I think we'll be pretty solid. But I said that last season, look what happened. We got Helsley at the back end. We're going to give Brandon Valenzuela an opportunity to be a backup catcher. Luis Campusano will be the catcher. Pete Alonso we signed in free agency. 41 home runs last year. You add him with Tatis and Devers, I think it's going to be a monster big three. Christopher Morel will get an opportunity to play second base. See how he does there. Third base, you got Rafael Devers. Both two guys hitting 40-plus home runs. Pena at shortstop, Elliot Ramos in left, Merrill in center. And then you got Tatis in right. So pretty close to the same team, but we replaced Machado. And obviously Devers could be a big-time get for this team. And Pete Alonso is our first baseman. So let's get this final season underway. Deadline, we're sitting 6 games back of the Dodgers. And let's see how we're looking in the wild card. So we're in the third wild card spot right now. It's really a 4-team race. Padres, Giants, Reds, Phillies. So we got a pretty good opportunity, but Giants could pass us and we could miss out. So let's say everybody's been performing. Shane McClanahan has been decent this year, 9.8, 3.75 ERA. Was really hoping to get the 2025 version of him, but we haven't seen that. Jordan Hicks has been okay, 4.45 ERA, not the greatest season so far. Rhett Lauder, down year so far, 9-7, ERA close to 5. Matt Waldron, another good year, ERA under 4. And then Nick Pivetta just hasn't been good the last 2 seasons, which is unfortunate. Randy Vasquez has been awful, ERA over 5. Adrian Morahan, he got hurt, but he's been good when he's pitched, 2.08 ERA. Jeremiah Estrada's bounced back after a bad year last year, 2.11 earned run average. Yuki Matsui, good year. I don't know why his overall is dropping. ERA just over 6. Brian Hewing, great year, 2.84 ERA in 58 innings. Ryan Helsley's not in the closer role, which is interesting. I see why, though. ERA over 4. Ron has been excellent, 1.96 ERA. And then we put Alex Garcia as the closer with an ERA of 6. Oh, my goodness. That is, after an excellent year last year, he has been awful. Wow. That's crazy. So our bullpen really has not been effective like I thought. I mean, really only 2 guys are having like horrible years. So let's take a look at the lineup. Jackson Merrill, he always has 14 home runs to the trade deadline. I don't know if that's a glitch in franchise or what. He's had 14 home runs every single time we've sent him to the trade deadline. That's insane. Jeremy Pena, not been great power-wise, but not like an awful season. 10 home runs, 52 RBIs. Fernando Tatis Jr., a little bit of a down year so far. 23 home runs, 68 RBIs. Devers has been excellent. 28 home runs, 81 RBIs, 310 average. Pete Alonso, been good. 22 home runs so far. Alec Burleson gave us solid production. 12 home runs, 45 RBIs. Elliot Ramos has been awful this year. 10 home runs, 48 RBIs. That is not what you want to see. Luis Campusano has been decent so far. 12 home runs, 41 RBIs. Morel's not been good at second base. Look at the bench. Yinji Rojas has been pretty good. I mean, not horrible numbers. 1 home run, 4 RBIs, 258 average. Eguy Rosario's been dreadful this year. Only hit 173 with 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. Brandon Velasquez gave us solid production as a backup catcher, 1 home run, hitting 250. And we look at Ornelas, he's been good, 4 home runs, 21 RBIs. So I think second base is definitely something we could use, maybe a bullpen arm. We'll just have to see what's out there, but we're in a good spot right now to make the playoffs, so I'm going to see what moves we can make. Ozzy Albies is having a good year so far. We add another big bat to our lineup. He's on a cheap contract. We're going to trade Yinji Rojas, who's 22 years of age, off our bench. We're going to trade them Christopher Morel, and we're also going to give them Ethan Sheep. I'm just going to call him Bean for Ozzy Albies. We're going to get Tyler Holton from the Athletics, having a great year, 2.28 ERA. We're going to trade them Yuki Matsui, who's having a good year, and also Johnny Brito, who has been good in AAA, gives them another arm. Third and final season is over. We had some league leaders. Jeremy Pena led the league in doubles, triples, and Devers led the league in RBIs. And then we also had an award winner. Rafael Devers won NL MVP. So what a trade that was, trading him for Machado. Let's say everybody did. We ended up winning the wild card. We finished with 93 wins, 69 losses. So great bounce back year after a down year last year. Let's say everybody did. So Fernando Tatis Jr., similar to last year, 32 home runs, 90 RBIs. Jeremy Pena just didn't really have a great year, 11 home runs, 63 RBIs. Devers was awesome, 36 home runs, drove in 121. Pete Alonso gave us great production, 34 home runs, drove in 102. Burleson with 21 home runs, 68 RBIs. What a year from him. Luis Campusano, not a bad year at all. I'll take that, 15 home runs. Albies with 22 home runs, 78 RBIs. Heliot Ramos just didn't have a good year, 16 home runs, 67 RBIs. Ornelas, who's filling in for Jackson Merrill, who's out the rest of the season, I believe, which is a huge blow to our offense. He gave us solid production. I mean, look at our bench. Eguy Rosario just couldn't get it going with the bat this year. Only hit 5 home runs, 20 RBIs, 208 average. Brandon Valenzuela, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs for him. Forrest Wall didn't do much, and then Oscar Gonzalez didn't do much either. So we take a look at the pitching side. Shane McClanahan gave us a pretty good year overall, 15-11 ERA under 4. Jordan Hicks, decent season, 12-11 ERA 4.23. Rhett Lauder was not as good as I'd hoped he would be this year, 15-8 ERA over 4. Matt Waldron, another good year. He's been really good in this franchise. And then Nick Pivetta just was awful, 12-11 ERA over 5. Randy Vasquez gave us a solid year in the long relief. Jeremiah Estrada with a great bounce back year, ERA just over 2. Tyler Holton was fantastic, good trade acquisition. Probably could have put him in the closer spot, would have been fine. ERA under 3, say 35 games. Adrian Morahan, great re-signing, ERA under 3. Brian Hewing, ERA under 3 as well. He's been a good bullpen arm for us in this franchise. Alex Garcia just couldn't get going this year after a fantastic last few years. And then Ron gave us a good year, 3.02 ERA. And then Ryan Helsley in the closer spot, 17 saves, ERA just over 3. So good bounce back from him. So here we go. We're facing the Phillies. We're going to sim game 1, the wild card. We lose that. So we go to game 2 in a must-win game. The Phillies eliminated us the first season. Can they do it again and put an end to our franchise? So we got Jordan Hicks on the mound against Christopher Sanchez, leadoff double by Tatis. And nothing happens in the first. We're in a little bit of a jam, gets out of it. We got the offense to win us this game. Can our pitching? So first and third, sac fly, 1-0. Christopher Sanchez walks the first hitter, scores a run. Jeremy Pena drives in the tying run. Jordan Hicks has been good. Besides that, bases loaded, nobody out for Campusano. Drives in 3 with a double, and we take a 4-1 lead. Can Jordan Hicks keep the lead here? Top of the 5th. So bottom of the 5th now, excuse me. Oh yeah, it was top of the 5th. Solo shot by Trey Turner. So we're going to go to the bullpen. We're going to bring in Estrada here. Walk, line out, fly out. Let's see if we can get some insurance. We do not. So we're going to bring in Adrian Morahan here. 1, 2, 3, 6. An error. Doesn't come back to buy anybody. We're going to go Tyler Holton here, lead off double by Stott. 2-run game-tying home run by Kepler. Oh my goodness. That is tough. Can we take the lead here? 2 on, 2 out, and we do not. So we're going to go to Randy Vasquez here. Leadoff walk, single, double play, and they score the go-ahead run thanks to Trey Turner. We're going to go to Vesia. Top of the 9th, season on the line. Justin Martinez in the close it out against the top of the lineup. Tatis strikes out. Pena strikes out. Devers walks. Alonso reaches on an error. Ozzie Albies walks. Do we go to a pinch hitter here? Who do we have on the bench? We're going to have to go with E-Guy here. Here we go. And a fielder's choice, and our season is over by the Phillies once again. They owned us in this franchise, and the Braves win the World Series. So, all in all, this Padres team was a fun team to try to get to the World Series and try to get to a playoff run. We made some moves. We had some good seasons throughout. Hopefully, Padres fans, I didn't disappoint y'all too much. Make sure to like and subscribe for more gaming content. And check out the LTQ Wrestling Crew Wrestling Podcast channel in the description below. Peace.